Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's me again. Just want to ask a little note here that this is not a FPInnovation project, but it's a project with Université Laval and UBC. Why is it me presenting? I'm doing a thesis with Alexis in Université Laval. So basically, Alexis, Nicholas Coop, and Dominic are a professor, and they had teaching obligations. So they knew I was there. They said, "Can you do the talk?" And here I am. So I don't know everything about the project, like the bigger picture, eye level. So maybe some question I couldn't answer, but I know my project and I know a few stuff. So yeah, bear with me. Basically, this is a nice collaboration with Université Laval and UBC. So it's a kind of a national collaboration inside a national project or program with WRFI. So yeah, we're looking at try to see how we can increase the timber supply, grow with landscape, fuel treatment on the landscape level. We're gonna have a lot of project. Basically, there's 4 research sites. So then a lot of the university have research forests. So we have Forêt Montmorency in Quebec. There's gonna have 6 projects there. Romeo Mallet in Ontario is gonna have 6 projects there as well. Alex Fraser here in BC, 3 project, and the NASCO First Nation research site in BC will have 6 projects as well. So AIMs means assess, implement, and monitor. I'm going to touch on that a bit later. But yeah, so Alexis is from Université Laval, Nicholas Coops from UBC, and Dominic Rosers from UBC as well. They're going to be leading that and have lots of students doing different projects. As you all know, we've talked about it a lot in different talks today. There's a lot of climate change. It's all over the news. We're seeing a lot of mega fire on the landscape that seems to be unstoppable, and government practitioner are starting to want to put fuel treatments or silvicultural treatments on the landscape. But as Laurie said, there's a lot of gaps, things we don't know. This is why this project is starting. So we're trying to advance this knowledge or bring those gaps down. So basically, I'm gonna skip that. We all know that stuff. We've talked about it a lot. Aims of Pyrosylviculture, it means assess, implement, and monitor. So basically, before, during, and after. Assess, there's going to be a lot of project with remote sensing, try to see where we need to put those treatments, where remote sensing and LiDAR, we can see where the fire is more prone to fire, or the forest more prone to fire, and try to localize those places and have the right stands being treated. So this is the assess part. It's mostly going to be with remote sensing, but it's also going to have a few projects on the ground, like on the field as well. The implement part is like mostly on the field project. I can talk about my project that's going to be implement. So my project is going to take place in Forêt Montmorency, which is a research forest that has basically 100% of balsam fir. So it's a balsam fir dominated stands, but they get quite big, not like here or in Alberta. They can get to 20, 25 meters and be like 20, 30 centimeters of DHP, so diameters. So my project is going to look at the effect of shelter wood harvest and the effect on fuel loadings. So we're going to have pre-harvest inventory, post-harvest, and we're going to burn those plots to see the effect of the treatments. We're also going to have control plot to see the control, so with no treatments. So that's one of the projects. Pretty exciting to do that in Quebec and in balsam fir, because there's basically been no research or no empirical data on fire in balsam fir dominated stands. So that's one of them. There's going to be different of these projects on the different research site as well. So yeah, implement, we're going to look at those data and try to see what's the best prescription we need to do in those treatments on that phase. So the last part is monitor. So on those different research sites, we're going to monitor the effect of the treatments on the dynamics on these fuel stands. So the efficacy of those pyrosylvicultural treatments, like on the time, so 5, 10, 15 years later, what these forest stands going to look like. That's that part. So yeah, we're going to have prescribed burn and continuous fuel inventory in those projects and in those stands. So that's the AIMS, assess, implement, monitor. There's going to be a lot of other different objectives. One of them is to have highly qualified personnel in those different universities in Laval and UBC. So they're basically going to have a lot of peer review publication, but with those projects, they're going to have more people in university that's going to know these problems and can help practitioners later. So we're also going to try to do some practice guides with those research, software package, workshop, training program, and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's for the aims of pyrosylviculture. Sorry that I don't have more details than that, but that gives a good high-level representation of the project. And if you have any questions, maybe I can try to ask, and I'll tell my colleagues to reach out. Thank you.